Now, if Breedlove is convicted, his punishment could be enhanced beyond the normal sentence for intoxication manslaughter.
His charge for the fatal accident right now is intoxication manslaughter causing the death of a peace officer. That's based on the Medlin-Freeto Act, signed into law by Governor Rick Perry 10 years ago and named for 2 North Texas police officers killed in the line of duty by drunk drivers. Their widows talked with Fox 4's Brandon Todd tonight. Brandon's in Grapevine, where one of the fallen officers worked. Brandon.
As Steve talked with Gina, Medlin, and Karen Freeto Rutherford tonight. Both women know exactly what the family of Corporal Givens is going through, and they've experienced this same loss, and they've also tried to make sure that the families aren't forgotten when the case gets to the jury.
It does bring it back a lot, and then you start thinking about the family.
When Gina Medlin and Karen Freeto Rutherford heard about the death of Senior Corporal Jamie Givens in Dallas over the weekend, they relived painful memories.
You get set back a little bit, the emotions are like, okay, wow, this just happened again.
Both women had husbands who were killed in the line of duty. Officer Darren Medlin died in 2004 when a drunk driver plowed into the 34-year-old Grapevine officer and Marine veteran. Officer Dwayne Freeto was killed in December of 2006. He was changing a flat tire for a motorist when his Fort Worth patrol car was hit from behind by a drunk driver and burst into flames.
It's not just 20 years. You can get 99 years now.
Both widows fought for and got legislators to pass the Medlin-Freeto Act 10 years ago. It imposes stiffer penalties for intoxication assault and intoxication manslaughter on a public servant, raising it to up to life in prison. Adrian Breedlove was arrested and charged with intoxication manslaughter, causing the death of a peace officer, and unlawful carrying of a weapon in the death of Corporal Givens. He would qualify for the tougher penalty under the law. Gina Medlin says the officer's family deserves that.
It's going to be a tough deal for them because, you know, they can make choices of their own, and hopefully they'll take the assistance of help that cops can provide for them and the comfort and ask for help.
The law also brings peace to those left behind, like 18-year-old Sarah Medlin, whose high school graduation was attended by several police officers in May who were fellow officers and friends of her dad.
Just to show them, like, I've made it this far, you can too.
Yeah.
And to help them with their path of grief and everything. So I like working on that end of it as well, as a sense of purpose and not being in vain, just keeping his name alive.
Now, in 2013, Dylan Richards was found guilty of intoxication manslaughter for the death of Waxahachie officer Joshua Williams. It's one of the first cases where the Medlin-Freeto Act was actually applied, and Richards was sentenced to 55 years in prison. Steve?